Hello everyone, welcome to another version control video. This video is about fork, clone, branch, push, and pull request. So if you have watched my previous video, you have probably learned the basics of uh, cloning and making changes and push the code back to the main repo. But in this video, we'll be doing a little bit more. So if you are new to GitHub and version control, you know the basics of cloning and editing files, but you haven't created a feature branch yet. You haven't done a pull request or merge before. So we'll go over all these in this video. Okay, so let's get started here. The first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna fork a GitHub repository. So forking basically means you look at a repo. Let's say this is the example repo that we're gonna use. And you're going to fork this. So basically, forking means you are making a personal copy of someone else's repository under your own GitHub account so you can work independently without affecting the original project. So this project, whoever owns this project, they will not get affected. You will have your own copy of this project. So let's go ahead and first let's do the forks. You're going to click the fork button. If you're already logged into your GitHub, it will directly go to your account. As you can see, the owner name got changed, and I'm gonna use the same name, git underscore test 25. I'm not going to copy the main branch only, so it says contribute back to this. I don't want to contribute back to this, so I'm not gonna check this and create fork. So once it's done, it means you have created a copy of the same project that we looked at. As you can see, it also shows where you cloned it from. Okay, so forking is done. Next, we are going to clone the forked repository to your local machine. So basically, you're saying copies your forked repository from GitHub to your computer, allowing you to work on the code locally. So I'm going to fork this. So you guys already know how to fork. So just copy this and go to your VS Code. Remember, you must have VS Code and Git install on your computer. And here I'm going to choose the option clone Git repository. We can do this directly from VS Code, or we can create a folder on a computer and then do it that way. But here I'm going to just directly choose the option clone Git repository and provide the link that I copied. And I'm going to say clone from URL. Once you choose that option, you will have to obviously save the repo on your computer. So I'm going to choose desktop. And here I'm going to clone this. So select as repository destination. And I just made it. Once this is done, you want to open this. And I'm going to open this. Let's say open it in a new window. Okay. So if you open it in a new window, that means your original window that you had on VS Code is gonna be open as well. So I'll close the other one. Actually, don't need that. We'll just use the one that we just cloned. So here is the one that we cloned. 1 second. Make sure. Okay, I think I closed the other one. Okay, let's open that again. So I cloned it on my desktop, and the name is Git Test 25. Open. Okay, so open it. Oh, sorry, I picked open file. I should choose open folder and Git Test 25. Okay, so we're all set, and that git underscore test only has one file, the readme.md file. That's all we have. There is nothing else. Okay. All right, so we're done cloning it. The next step is we're gonna make a small changes in a file, and we will then push that. Okay, so edit a file using your code editor to fix issues, add contents, or test changes. So I'm gonna go and open that file that we just found. I think for some reason it's okay. Okay, something is probably wrong. Okay, but anyway, we're in the README file. So now here I'm going to add something. For example, I'm going to say making small changes, and that's it. Okay. So after making that small changes, I'm going to open my terminal. First, you're going to do a git status. Okay, and then you can see that you made a change in the readme.md file. Now I'm going to do a git commit. So git commit, I'm going to say changes made. Changes, oh, I did not do a git add. So first let's do a git add. And then we're going to do git commit. The reason the commit didn't work because I didn't do an add. Okay, so done. And now I'm going to do the push just to make sure that the change that I just made, it appears on my GitHub. So now if I look at my GitHub and refresh the page, I should be able to see that change there. So making a small changes so that appears correctly on my repo. Okay, so I'm done with that. Commit and push changes to the forked repo. We did it. Now we're going to create a feature branch. So why do we need a feature branch? So create a separate branch from the main branch, allowing you to work on a new feature or fix without interfering with the stable version of the code. So right now the main means it is the working version. So everything is working on this version. So we don't want to change it directly here. We want to independently work on a separate branch to make changes. And even if it breaks the branch, we can create another branch and work on it. So we will not going to affect the main branch. Okay, so in order to do this, either we can directly do this by clicking main and create a new branch, or we can write a command. So let's go ahead and write a command. So I'm going to say git checkout -b, and I'm going to just use my name. So the branch name is Farouk. Okay, so now we are in a new branch, and the branch name is Farouk. So under this branch, what we want to do, we want to make small changes. So make changes on the feature branch. So here, let's make a change. So I'm gonna say something like, okay, this change is coming from the feature branch. Okay. Remember, this line is not available on the main branch. This is only available on your feature branch. Now what we want to do is we are going to commit and push the feature branch to your forked repo. Remember, right now you only have one branch, which is the main. There is no other branches. Okay, but we're gonna now push this branch. In order to push this, you're gonna first do git add. Then we're gonna do git commit m. I'm gonna say something like, okay, feature branch added. Okay, and I'm gonna do git push. Okay, so because this is our first time working on the feature branch, we have to make sure that the remote works as an upstream. So we gotta write this full command, git push set upstream origin for. We'll write the exact same command, press the enter key. That will make sure that this feature branch is available on GitHub. So now if I go refresh the page and click on here, you can see the feature branch is right here. Okay, so we created the feature branch. We commit and push the feature branch to the forked repo. The next step for us is to create a pull request from the feature branch. Now, what is the pull request? So it opens a request on GitHub asking to merge the changes from your feature branch into another branch, usually the main branch. This allows others to review your work. So the changes that you made in your code, which is obviously here, is a very simple thing that this change is coming from the feature branch. That means I want to include this change to my main branch. The main branch doesn't know about these changes yet. So I know that this change is okay, and I can add that change to the main branch. Okay. So obviously, as you can see, if I am in the main branch, that doesn't show that change. But if I switch to my, you will see this line. So this line now should appear on the main branch. But in order to do this, we have to first create a pull request. How do I create a pull request? You will notice that it gives you a link right here. So create a pull request for Farouk on GitHub by visiting this link. So I will just go ahead and click this link. So control click, and that will take me to the link. And here you have to be careful because it by default picks the one that we forked from. Okay, you can see that here. This is not the uh, repository that we want to merge our code. We want to merge our code to this one. Okay, so this is mine. Okay, the other one is not mine. Okay, so first make sure you change it and choose main compare for. Okay, and you can add a description. You can say that, okay, I added a line of code. So now we're going to do a pull request. Basically, pull request means is making sure that the changes that you make can be added to the main branch. Okay, so create pull request. Once you do the pull request, your GitHub will check to make sure there is no conflict. So if you go to main, it will check if the main and Farouk they have any conflict. If there is no conflict, you will be able to merge. So now the last thing that we want to do is merge. So finalizes and combines the changes from your feature branch into the main branch of your fork. So the last thing that we want to do is merge pull request. So click on merge, confirm merge. So once the merge is completed, that means the line that you added will now show up on the main. So now I can delete this branch because I don't need that anymore. And now I'm gonna go to my code. And now you will see in your main that shows up. This change is coming from the feature branch. However, we are still in the feature branch. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch to the main branch. I'm gonna say git checkout main. Now remember that your main in your local doesn't know that you merged a new line of code. So that's why you don't see that line yet. So in order to get that change, you have to do git pull. So you're saying, okay, hey, go ahead and check if there is any changes in the main so that you can get it. I'm going to do git pull. Once you do the pull, you can see that line now shows up. So now your main is correctly matches to the remote. And that's how pull request and merge works. So you independently work on the feature branch to make sure that everything is good. Once you find that, okay, everything is working well, you want to create a pull request and merge your feature to the main so that there is no issues in the main. Remember, the main means we have that working, right? So everything is working there. We don't want to merge anything before we make sure it works correctly. And that's the reason we create the feature branch. All right, guys, so hopefully this makes sense. So we went over a few concepts. So forking, then we did clone, make changes, commit and push, then we create a feature branch, and then we make changes to the feature branch, then we commit and push the feature branch, then we created a pull request, and then we merge the pull request to our main on the forked repo, okay, without affecting the original one. All right, guys, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you later. Bye.